Okay, not glitching. I'm known as the Caffeinated Reader on my blog and my Bookstagram. On Twitter, you may know me as Drama Human 31. 31 was totally unnecessary. I'm just a huge Halloween freak. So, October 31st, 31. Anyway, I'm not a booktuber. Don't expect more than like 4 videos, maybe 5 if I'm feeling frisky. But I am on the street team for Heart of Flames, and to get more points because I am greedy, I am going to do a video review of Crown of Feathers. This beautiful Owlcrate. So don't worry, you only have to bear with my small angry child voice for a few minutes. I really hate the sound of my voice in recordings. Sorry, I was looking at my phone, there was a message. So, first of all, let's go ahead and look at this. I'm sure that proper booktubers and way better photographers than me have gotten lovely images and videos captured of this. But I was lucky enough to buy this secondhand off someone on eBay. And so while we're doing a read-along, readathon for Crown of Feathers, I've decided to read this copy. The first time I read it was the e-arc. I was a Twitter host, so tabs. Usually I don't tab. I'm like the epitome of just read the book, finish it, and then forget everything. So needed the tabs this go. Anyway, purple sprayed edges, beautiful jewel tone cover, and if you see Heart of Flames, they also have the Owlcrate edition for that out. You get a pin with it. Being in the UK, a part of my soul died when I ordered that because of shipping. So to all my other international shippers, I feel ya. Okay. Crown of Feathers, the first time I read it, it was like a whirlwind. I could not believe the world building that was going into this, and I could not believe how much I fell in love. Mostly because I thought I had grown out of YA books. So that meant, Caffeinated Reader is growing old, and she reads now only the thrillers that she finds in charity shops. Apparently that's not true anymore, thank God. Anyhow, so here is the map. That's all you're gonna get out of me because any proper equipment I have for setup of recording is in the basement, and I don't go there. Anyway, so map. Great, now I've got the map song from Dora stuck in my head. That is not the purpose of this video, however, so we will continue. World building, not bidding, this isn't like Gambino, is fantastic. Another thing that Nikki really captures are the phoenixes and the magic systems. So you got like animages and shadow magic. Shadow magic is a bit more rare. You don't really particularly get a lot of that in this book. Won't say if you get a lot in the second book, spoilers, but you may get more. Anyhow, this book is primarily about Veronica. And Veronica, her only dream is to be a Phoenix Rider. And her sister Val also desires to be a Phoenix Rider. I say desire because I don't think that lady dreams. So if you've read this, you may have certain feelings about Val. And that is okay. And I'm not going to delve into it too much because, again, spoilers. But yeah, Val's a bad Bia in this book, but I love her. I think she's complex. I think she's got so many facets to her personality. You dislike her, but with a sort of passion that you would equally love, say, Veronica or other characters, Tristan and Sev. If I was going to pick a favorite out of kind of the main characters, it would be Sev. He is a guy who looks after himself, and I'm all about that life. Slytherin. Anyway, Veronica wants to be a Phoenix Rider, but you gotta have a Phoenix, right? So there's an arc with that at the beginning. So if you want your heart broken in the first 10% of a book, I highly recommend this. As for getting into that more, again, I'm not a booktuber and I'm really just rambling at this point, but Veronica comes out the stronger for what happens during this book. Not that I agree with what happens, but you can see it had its use. So Veronica, after this kerfuffle, leaves Val and she goes off on her own because she decides she wants to be a Phoenix Rider with or without her sister. She ends up at a spot that will enable that to happen, possibly in the future, mayhaps. But you don't really know what's going to happen for her. It's kind of like she's just taken this chance, which is out of character for her because she's not been able to do much living under Val's thumb. And that's something else that continues in Heart of Flames with her growth. Really love it. Great character development in this and Heart of Flames. We also have Tristan, who is the son of the Phoenix Rider commanders. Yeah, I have feelings about his father. Not like hot dad feelings. I'm not saying that couldn't happen. There's a possibility, but I mean, you feel strongly for characters in this book for the best or the worst. Tristan's a really unique character. You first see him, and he's just kind of like this whiny, spoiled brat. But you also see where he's coming from. His dad's totally overbearing, and you're like, all right, calm your horses, or your phoenixes. But Tristan just opens up beautifully, and he actually does that faster than, say, Veronica or Seb. Veronica's never had a chance to experience like friendship or opening up to people. She's always had to have this wall around her. So as vulnerable and naive as she is, she's quite defensive about what goes on in her mind. So the fact that she can actually let those defenses down, that takes some time. Tristan, he also is kind of an awkward place as far as friendships go because, well, let's face it, when you're the commander's son, you can either use that power and be like a total butthead, or you don't use that power and you're in this awkward place. You're the commander's son, you're not one of them, but you're one of them because he's got no free passes in life. My God, like not even on the son level does he get a free pass with this man. And last but not least, that brings us to Sev. Sev is amazing. He's had a really hard life. Not that the others haven't had a hard life in some respects, but like his is just overall tough. He's like, I was an orphan many years ago. I had parents who loved me, and they, well, spoilers. But, I mean, orphan, so I'll give you that much. Anyway, Sev is just great. He looks out for himself because he's never had anyone else look out for him for so long. And so you just see him doing what he has to do to survive. And this enables him to have probably the coolest plotline in Crown of Feathers. Yes, I'm going to keep holding this book and doing little dances and sing songs. But anyway, I could go on for probably another 8 minutes because apparently that's how long I've rambled on for about Sev. But again, character development is awesome. He doesn't become a saint or anything, but he's given the chance to care about something other than himself. And even when he's cared about himself, it's just been the basis, survival. And, you know, that's not really going for ambition, is it? It's not like, yes, I want to rule the world. It's like, no, I would just like to live, preferably not in pain. Those are his standards. Those are some low standards, but you'll find out why. Spoilers. Saying that, the side characters are also just as well fleshed out. They're amazing. You've got Trix, you've got Cade. You've got Elliot, and you've got Sparrow. Sparrow is my absolute favorite character out of all of them. This girl is amazing. Mostly because she likes food and to eavesdrop. I don't know if that's like the best basis for having a favorite character, but she's also amazingly awesome, just all around. Sparrow. Alright, anyway. Most of my tabs from my discussion session were about Sparrow. But we'll get more into that when I talk about my reactions to the reread. That'll be like a 5-minute video. I actually didn't want to go over 10 minutes on this, but we're going over 10 minutes. Everything builds up. So even though this looks not thick, but like medium to large, like a Labrador of books perhaps, but it's all done really well. The pacing doesn't slow down. And it doesn't take a while to pick up either. She does this thing where she's just gradually dropped you into this world. She doesn't go overboard on explaining details about the world, which, yeah, the computer just threw me right off a cliff. It decided it was going to sleep because my MacBook is like 10 years old and it decides when we do things, not the other way around. What was I saying, guys? Okay, pacing. She gradually drops you in. She doesn't go overboard with details, which is really important to me because even though I love slow books and I love details, there are a time when details are too much. Tolkien, I'm talking to you beyond the grave, buddy. So again, this doesn't slow down. It doesn't start off slow. It just is like this nice steady pace for, you know, all the hundreds of pages of amazingness. The ending is explosive. You're just like, oh my god! And some twists and turns you might see coming, some you might not. Who am I to judge on your observational skills? Minor crap, so everything's a surprise for me. I really don't want to give away too much, and I feel like I've talked about this a lot, but if you like young adult, you like fantasy, you like phoenixes, Crown of Feathers. I have made playlists for Crown of Feathers and Heart of Flames. They are on my link tree, which I guess I'll put on my YouTube bio thingy. Or I'll be lazy and just only have it on Instagram. 89% chance I'm gonna just be lazy. So next video, I'll talk about maybe more stuff I liked about it during my reread that I didn't like the first time. Like for a heads up example, I didn't love Sev the first time I read it. I didn't hate him. I appreciated him. But now, Sev love everywhere. Maybe we'll cut that part out. That sounds dirty. Anyway, this has been your Crown of Feathers rambles. I'd call it review, but it was a really bad way of doing a review. And my Heart of Flames e-arc review is up today on my blog, thecaffeinatedreader.com. More you know.